So, Phil, controversial subject here in Somerset and generally throughout the energy debate is nuclear. And of course, we have the development of Hinkley. What are your views on that? I mean, some people on the Green side do believe that nuclear is a better way forward, and a lot of people campaign that it's the only way to, quote, keep the lights on.
Okay, we do have a problem with having to close down and decommission a lot of old nuclear, which is coming to the end of its life. We have been replacing a lot of that with gas. We've been also replacing with a lot of renewables. My personal view always has been and still continues to be that nuclear is a divisive technology, but it is still probably the wrong solution. I understand some of the environmentalists who see it as the only way to continue to provide what they think is low carbon, what they call low carbon electricity. But this is again based on a predict and supply model, whereby you're assuming that we have to use as much or that we're going to be using more. And it's also failing to recognize new developments in storage and being able to deal with the variable effect of renewables. And the more renewables, the wider their spread they are, that starts to become less of a problem. But I do recognize these are complex problems based on predicting the future and predicting how things will work, and also trying to second guess things we haven't even thought of yet. My main problem with nuclear is, firstly, it's very expensive. It always costs loads more than they think. It always takes longer. And it is the one technology which still has the power to create an enormous environmental disaster. Now, I know that, we've had Chernobyl and we had 3 Mile Island back in the 70s. They were pretty bad, and that could happen. It's rare, but it could still happen. And I just can't see why we would spend all that money over all that long time. And Hinkley won't come on stream for years yet. And it's a technology which is not proven. I mean, this power station is based on Flamanville coming online, which has got serious problems, and they're fudging those issues in order to get it online so that they can commission Hinkley. So again, to my mind, it's a huge technological fix for what is a simple problem.
Yeah, it seems like people say they're predicting the future use, but it seems a very short-term vision, because we come back to the thing is, what are you going to do with this nuclear waste in the future? No one knows how to get rid of it. No one knows what it's going to do to generations, 1,000 years time.
I did a master's degree back in the 80s, underwater science master's degree, and my thesis was to do with the deposition of radionucleotides in the Esk estuary from Sellafield. It scared me rigid, I tell you. You start digging into what was going on there and what is happening, and you're playing with fire. There were some very nasty substances in the silt in the Esk estuary which are getting into the atmosphere. I'm not pretending that it hasn't contributed or hasn't had a part to play in our energy mix. I'm not pretending that it's a simple nuclear bad, everything else good. It isn't as simple as that. But on balance, it strikes me as just being yet another mass. It's this solution that often comes out, which is big, bold, and expensive and risky. Same with HS2. Why not spend all those billions on improving all the little local lines for lots and lots of people, rather than, a few tens of thousands of people getting to Birmingham 20 minutes quicker? It just doesn't make sense to me.